The Miami Heat catch a major break. This is huge as we have major updates surrounding all of Euro basketball, including injury updates on Nikola Jovic, as well as major performances from Pelle Larsson and a historic performance from Simon Fontecchio. I'm here to break down all of the updates on this episode of Heat Digest, but first, please do remember that 80% of you guys watching this video are not currently subscribed. Scroll down, click the subscribe button, help us hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers. We do appreciate the love and support, so thank you guys. But now let's get to it and break down the major performances for this Miami Heat organization via EuroLeague basketball. Now, that is the only basketball going on at this time because we just made it to September. But with that being said, we are also getting closer and closer by the day to the regular season officially starting, and I cannot wait any longer. And the reason being is because this Miami Heat team, based off how they are currently really constructed and put together. Yes, this depth chart looks outrageous because there's only one shooting guard listed, and that is Drew Smith. Obviously, it will not play this way. It's just the only website that has an updated roster. Both Basketball Reference and ESPN have Duncan Robinson, Hayward Highsmith, and others on the Miami Heat roster still for some reason. But again, this is exactly how it would look in the sense of player bases and the players' names on this roster. I think it's going to work out very well, and a big reason is because of how we are seeing these guys perform in the EuroLeague system and or in the EuroLeague basketball this summer, this offseason specifically, as they look like all these guys were going to go through, whether it's Larsson, Fontecchio, or even Jovic, despite him having to leave early due to a minor hand injury, which was brought to us by Ira Winderman, which we're going to cite in just a second. They are all improving vastly. Not only are they getting bigger in size. If you guys haven't seen Jovic, we've broken down in other videos on this channel. He looks very, very good. He is much bigger in stature. He looks like he's put on a lot of good muscle weight where he's really just enhanced his physique and looks like he's going to really be a force to be reckoned with more than just on the outside of things. Again, going to be able to get to the painted area and be a force. It's going to be able to help out not only his personal game, but this Miami Heat roster as a whole. But for his update in the game, his most recent game, which was yesterday, Jovic, in a game, he suffered what appeared to be a minor hand injury, closed with 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting for Serbia, 82-60 victory, and it happened. He also had 6 rebounds in 22 minutes and 48 seconds of play. Serbia had already clinched, so it didn't really matter that he did leave. He didn't have to be there and try to get this win for Serbia. They ended up winning anyway. But the minor hand injury, he did leave this game. He only played 22 minutes, which the minutes over compared to his previous games, way down. It's marked at 23, but again, at 22 and some change. Overall, not the greatest performances from Jovic this season in EuroLeague basketball in its entirety. He does have a few really good games, including his first 2 where he started 6 of 8 from the field, gave 18 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. The playmaking ability is really on display for Jovic this offseason, which I'm so excited to watch because we watched a lot of it the last 2 years. His ability to grab a defensive rebound, dribble down the floor as the main ball handler, and then make a play with the basketball moving full speed, going straight downhill towards the painted area. It usually works out very well because he demands a lot of attention due to the size and the length he maintains and his ability to finish around the rim. And now when that happens with this good passing ability, he's going to be able to move the basketball out to the painted area where those eyes aren't following the basketball. They're just following Jovic, and it'll result in good three-point shot and at least good opportunities behind the three-point line. He obviously had a 6-for-6 game, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 personal fouls. Where was the steals? 1 steal, no blocks there. Overall, that first game plus minus of plus 36. The second game plus 14. He did have a dud where he only played 20. He played 28 minutes, but he only shot 3 times, producing 1 point. And then obviously that last game where he exited early, he went 4 of 7 from the field. I will say he went into halftime 4 of 4 from the field with 8 points, 4 rebounds in just 10 minutes of play. I will tag this tweet down below because the highlight reel here for the 55-second highlight reel that you get to watch there's a lot of good basketball being played. He's in the right area at the right time. He does the right things with the basketball. If you get him in tough situations because of his size and his length and his ability and willingness to pass the basketball, life is still relatively easy. There's no panic despite him being relatively young still. I know he's played in the league now going into his third season. He's still relatively young, which is great to see. Now, he's not the only young man down or over in EuroLeague basketball absolutely producing for this Miami Heat organization. The second is Pelle Larsson, this young man who has a lot of upside, who's surprisingly listed as a small forward on Real GM website for the Miami Heat depth chart. Obviously, we know that's not relatively the case. He will play a lot of a combo guard type of role. Yes, he can be moved to the small forward position, but because of the other size and the other obviously acquisitions for this Miami Heat organization this past offseason in Norman Powell, obviously Wiggins going into his first full season with this Miami Heat organization, as well as players like Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware, he's not going to be playing the three. It'd be rare. It'd be a very situational lineup where Miami is going very, very small. But Larsson has showed us really good things in his brief playing time on the NBA level. Now over in the EuroLeague, he is dominating for Sweden. He's coming off a 28-point game where he shot 10 of 20 from the field. And if you notice, this is really the only game where he's living and dying by the three-point shot. On 20 attempted shots overall from the field, 11 of them came behind the three-point line, where 7 of them excuse me, I'm reading the wrong, that's the 2-point field goals. He went 7-11 from the 2-point line, or from inside the 3-point line, I should say, from 2-point range, and then 3 of 9 from behind the 3-point line. If you look at the game prior, where he had 23 points on 8 of 17 shooting, 2 of 9 from 3 once again. So despite that 3-point shot not going, he's not going to force it. Yes, I understand 2 of 9 is not the greatest shot percentage, if you will, but if you look at the 2-point field goals, he's remaining very, very aggressive from inside that 3-point line, getting to the painted area, using his slashing ability to finish at the basket with great athleticism. We've seen him do it on the professional level in the NBA for this Heat organization. This might be a breakout year for Pelle Larsson. He might actually get an ample amount of playing time at the combo guard position, whether it's at the 1 or the 2, filling in good minutes when obviously Tyler Hero has to come out or Devion Mitchell is not active. I could see Larsson being a legitimate helping hand to this Miami Heat organization as a scoring guard who still remains or maintains the ability to facilitate the basketball to some degree. Obviously, it's not, I wouldn't even say it's as good as someone as Jovic at this point, but the scoring ability is very, very good. And when it comes down to scoring, the best scorer in EuroLeague right now for Miami is without a doubt Simon Fontecchio. This kid is a problem, and he is also going to have a great year for Miami, one of the new additions for this Heat organization from this past offseason in that Duncan Robinson sign and trade to Detroit. He is coming off a record-setting 39-point game with 8 rebounds, 7 made threes, and he shot 65% from the field. Really quickly on Larsson before we fully get to Simon, Larsson is averaging 20 points per game right now in EuroLeague, which is top 10, I believe. I think it was 8. I'm sorry. It's off the top of my head. I just looked at it a few minutes ago before starting this. There's a lot of numbers. But for Simon, he is dominating. 39-point game. He shot 13 of 20 from the field, including 7 of 10 from behind the three-point line and 6 of 10 from inside the three-point line. More misses from inside the three-point line is always a crazy day. 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Added 8 rebounds and 3 assists in that game in 37 minutes played with a plus-minus of plus 25. An absolutely stellar performance. Really a showcasing of what Miami got in the sign and trade for Duncan. I think it's going to work out very well. He's going to be a good complementary guy that can be sporadic and instant offense off the bench for this Heat organization, playing behind guys like Wiggins and Powell, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo. With this collection of talent, it's hard for me to not understand how Miami is like, how are they not getting more respect here? This team, as currently constructed in an Eastern Conference that, yes, has gotten better over the last few years, especially with the younger teams who continue to add talent and get better year after year. But Miami is right at the forefront of that category. They drafted Hero, they drafted Bam Adebayo, they drafted Ware, Jovic, Jaquez, all of the Larson, all of these guys. They went out and traded for some veteran guys. They got rid of really just, I don't want to label him as a problem, but at the moment he was a problem in that locker room behind closed doors and even on the basketball court in Jimmy Butler. And they turned that into Andrew Wiggins. And then they traded Love and Kyle Anderson, someone else, into Norman Powell. So you can really say that trade resulted in Wiggins and Powell both for Jimmy Butler. That's a win. That's a win going forward for this Miami Heat team. Not even to mention the salary cap benefits that they're going through right now for the years to come. I think Miami's in a great spot going forward. They got a major break with Jovic most likely not going to miss a lot of time with a minor hand injury, as well as guys just simply performing over in the EuroLeague. Let me know down below your overall thoughts and opinions on these performances that we broke down, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Heat Digest.